Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Vinaycraft. We are here. We actually restarted the server a little while ago here, and ever since then, I've been working on a lot of redstone contraptions and a lot of command block games. I told you in the last video that I am big on community games and trying to get everyone together and not just playing survival, but rather encouraging PvP. And so that's why I built this area here. I actually built this, I call it the Hall of Champions, just an area where we can get together, do some PvP, but also we don't want to risk losing all of our inventory just by, loot drops and things like that. So we're actually here at the Hall of Champions, and this is actually a start to a game which I'll show you maybe in a later video. But for now, I actually want to show you this other game. I'm a big fan of League of Legends, and so I decided to build a version of Dominion, which is basically like a King of the Hill type of game, or capture the points, or maybe capture the flag type of game. And I decided to build this in Minecraft here. So once I press this button, it actually sends out a couple messages to everyone on the map. College's HME would like to play Dominion. You'll be decided a team shortly. Teams will be decided and you'll be transported to the game lobby. So now here we are. We're actually about 100 or 200 blocks away from the area. It's actually off in that direction there. And we're teleported off to the game area. What's it called? The map. And this is where we play Dominion. So you can see that there's all these beacons out here, and basically in Dominion, the more points that you capture, it helps you out in the long run. So there's a red team over here and then a blue team over there, and the more points you capture, the faster that the enemy's points end up decaying. And if the points are gone, then that team loses, the other team ends up winning. So as you read in the text here, we were each assigned a team, and actually I was put on the red team for this game here. And basically what happens is you can choose a bunch of your classes here, and there's going to be a message that actually displays you want to empty out your inventory. So that's why I have a bunch of chests here. So I'll just drop my inventory in there just in case. And you can see we have the option to randomize teams. So if I press the button, it says randomizing teams and then teams randomized, and now you can see I was on the red team before, but now I am on the blue team. So we do have the option to end the game. It's raining. Toggle downfall. I hate when it rains. But we do have the option to go back home if we want to. We can end the game and it'll teleport us back home. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and start out this game. So what happens is it says College's Age Meter would like to start the game, clear your inventory, and the game will begin in 20 seconds. The game is starting soon and it teleports us into the game board. So now we are on the blue team. We were teleported to the blue side. And now you can see over here, we actually have three options. We can play as three different types of characters. One of them is a swordsman, an archer, and then a runner. Let's check out all the inventory here. So you can see our inventory is empty right now, but we'll choose the swordsman. It actually gives us basically 22 hearts there, it looks like. We're given a sword and then steak. So our sword comes with sharpness 5, fire aspect 2, some steak, and then basically we hit like a truck. You can see we have 13 and a quarter damage. In the archer spot, we get a bow and an arrow here, but our bow has power 5, infinity 1, and flame 1 on it. And you can see we actually have a lot more health because I figure, if you're further away, you'll need more defense in order to kind of keep up with this swordsman that can just keep hacking away at you. Now the last option is a runner. It only gives you a sword and some steak, and as you can see, our health is actually rather low in this case. But we're given speed 3, so we can run around faster. We're given invisibility, actually, so you can kind of wander around and just run around. And our sword has knockback 5. So really this class is more of running around, trying to take people out, but really you're kind of weak. So this game does actually detect when players of certain teams are around these beacons. So if I walk up to this beacon over here, you can tell See the color ends up changing. Colors changes color to blue since I am on the blue team. Now if I go running around this map here, I do have the option to capture all these points. And so I captured another point and captured another point. You can tell I also added in a sound, a chime, because I found that I kept running past the points without actually capturing it. That was kind of annoying. So now you can see on the right hand side, you see the menu, and the points are actually decaying quite quickly because we actually have all 5 of these points captured to the blue team. But if I wanted to, I can go ahead and change the team that I'm on. So teams join, and I'm going to switch over to the red team. So now I'm on the red team here, and if I walk up to this beacon, it actually changes it to purple. So now you can, or I guess the red team in this case. So you can see on the right hand side now, the blue team is still decaying, but the red team is a lot faster since there's a lot more points involved. So let's say, for example, I go over here, capture this point, and then capture this point. You can tell now that the blue team points is decaying a little bit faster than the red team, but both teams are going down. So we'll just let that run for a little while. Of course, in the Dominion map, there's a lot of health packs and a lot of speed boosts because the objective is to run across the map, capture a bunch of points, and hopefully fight well in the PvP situation. So I put all these points there. So if you run over it, see like you saw, if I run over these emerald blocks, that's our speed boost. Makes us move a little bit faster. And then if we were in a PvP situation, we can just run over these diamond blocks and it'll give us a little boost of health. So let's say, for example, I'm in the middle of a PvP match. I'm fighting some people, and I get a little bit of health, or a little bit of damage here. So in this case, I'm just going to fly up here just to simulate taking damage in the form of fall damage. So if I come here, I take some damage, I'm actually dead at this point. So I am observing in the box, and then after a short while after respawn time, it actually teleports us back into the game. We can, of course, choose another mode here. I'll just choose Archer, and now I can run around as an Archer. So, yeah, I think that's it's pretty darn cool. At least all the options that I kind of incorporated in this game. So let's go ahead and take a look here at all the redstone involved. As you can see, it's kind of a lot of a command blocks, a lot of command block situation here. So first we start out by, after the player starts the game, it actually teleports you to the middle of the map. And this block here detects when or if there's a player in the middle of the map, so it tests for all within a 2-block radius of that certain spawn area. If they're there, then it sets a block at the redstone, which is actually triggered over there to start up the game board. Over here, then it sets a block of air, so it places the block of redstone and then switches it out with air. Over here, then it teleports everyone on Team Red to the spawn area of Team Red, and then also teleports all the people of Team Blue to the area of Team Blue. Of course, with creating the scoreboard, we end up creating the 2 different teams. So we can create the blue team and the red team, and then also start those points decaying on the side, which you can see on the right-hand side. So create the teams, have the players join the teams, and then give them the points for those teams. Over here, we end up displaying that in the sidebar, and then we also place down a piece of redstone wire, which actually goes right. Where does it go? Where does it go? Oh, wait, we're actually running the game. It's actually right here in this spot. I forgot. Okay, so the redstone wire is placed there, and it actually puts everybody into game mode 2, which is adventure mode. So we actually can't interact with the world at all. And then it gives us a speed boost effect, or excuse me, not a speed boost, but a health boost effect. And then also it removes our hunger, and also creates the objective for health, so we can actually detect player health in the game. So over on this side here, we do have a loop which ends up detecting when certain things happen in the game. And basically all along this row here, we're actually detecting if there's a player standing right next to the beacon. Basically on this side, it's testing for if there's a player on the blue team that's standing within a certain radius of the beacon. If there is, then it actually triggers this area and sets a block of stained glass number 9, which is the cyan color. So if the blue team is standing by that point, it actually puts in a point for the for stained glass for cyan, and basically this block over here tests for that cyan block. If it's that color, or if it is that block, then it triggers this one and actually removes a point from the opposite team. So if there's a cyan block there, it removes a point from the red team. Conversely, if there is a red or a magenta block there, then it will take a point away from the blue team. And basically all along this line it ends up detecting it. And then this line over here, you can see the gold blocks here. That's how I actually trigger the points here. So basically this alternates. It places down a row of air, so that's how all these redstone or these blocks are deleted here. And actually, okay, I just wanted to make sure that gold block was actually disappearing. So it places down a bunch of air, which destroys all of these blocks here. And then as the redstone slowly goes down this line, then it creates the gold block and takes away a point every second here. So over here, we end up testing for the speed boost. So basically, this is detecting if there's a player around the speed shrine, then it will trigger the effect of speed for 3 seconds. And then also on here, it detects if there's a player nearby the health spot, and then it gives you a little bit of health boost here. Over here, we end up detecting players for drop of health. So it detects here, testing for any player on Team Red with a score between 2 hearts or 2 half hearts and 18 half hearts. If it is, then it will teleport that person. If it's on the it'll teleport that person to the observing area, and then also down here it changes them over to game mode 3, which is the spectator. Now from here, it actually puts in a redstone block and then takes away the redstone block by replacing it with air. And actually that goes all the way over here. And this was actually like an afterthought kind of addition to the game. And this is what we do in order for the redstone or the respawn timer. So the block is placed and then taken away, and the redstone triggers down all the way over here, and it takes 2 paths. The reason why is because I want to be able to detect it twice. And what we're detecting for is if there's any player within the spectator mode. Basically, they're ghosts, right? So if they're in spectator mode, they're already dead, and we want to test for that. If they are dead, then it will actually, I'm telling here, it's going to respawn them. They're going to be placed back at the blue spawn, or blue team is at the blue spawn, the red team is at the red spawn, and then here it's going to trigger them back into adventure mode so that they can play as normal. And toggle downfall. And then basically over here we detect for if the game mode or if the score is about to drop to 0, which it looks like we're pretty close on the blue team. If it goes to 0 or between 20 and 0, then over here we will trigger, if the blue team wins, blue team is the winner, and then clear out all the inventory here, and then also we make a little sound which you're about to hear. It's our little exploding sign. So we'll give it a few seconds here and it'll go down, and then over here it triggers this entire area, as you can see, and actually just ends up saying, okay, we'll teleport back to the lobby. And that is how we are here now. So yeah, this is basically my version of. Oh, I gotta get out of here somehow. This is my version of Dominion. If we go all the way up here, you can see how the map kind of resembles Dominion. Okay, maybe it's not as flashy and there's not as many extra bits and bobs around the place, but it's pretty nice. I think it was really involved, but I think that I had a lot of fun building it, and hopefully I can build a couple more maps like this. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you have questions, leave it down in the comments. But I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you have a good day.